To summertime. No school, sunshine, swimming, and sleeping in. No one likes to get up before the sun and all of the birds in the morning, which is exactly why we love sleeping in during our summer breaks. Have you ever considered how much more you could get done in your day if you actually did get up early? Now, when I say early, I don't mean sunrise every morning, although that is actually pretty neat. What I mean is this: when you get up and out of bed before 10 o'clock a.m., you can accomplish more than you ever thought possible. We all are on tight schedules and have so much to do each day during the school year. We can't wait until the weekend hits. Summer vacation is pretty much like an extended weekend, which usually calls for kicking back and relaxing all day, every day. As fun as this is, it usually only stays enjoyable for a week or two. After that, you're done with sleeping in until 2 p.m. every day, and you can't believe that you want school to start back up. We've all been there and know how it feels. And I'm here to suggest that instead of sleeping away your days, we should get up and get going to achieve our goals we've set. At the start of this spring semester, my husband and I were living in Boise, Idaho, while he did his internship. The internship only was going to last 1 month, so I wasn't able to find a job to work for only a month. During that time, I had nothing to do all day long. At first, I was pretty excited, but after the first 5 days, I was bored out of my mind. To escape from my loneliness and boredom, I thought I could catch up on my sleep. Catching up on my sleep turned into sleeping in until noon each day and not getting in the shower until 2 o'clock p.m. Now, it's a little embarrassing to admit that, but it's a good example of how we can get carried away with sleep, and that it leaves us only a little amount of time in the day to accomplish things. Looking back, I wish I would have gotten up at least before 9, so I could have done some goals I have and do things I usually don't get to do while I'm in school. The National Sleep Foundation says that there is no magic number on how much sleep we need each night. However, they do give a range of numbers for each age group. As adults, we need between 7 to 9 hours each night of sleep. I learned that children who are in school or between the ages of 5 to 10 need 10 to 11 hours of sleep each night. As a kid, I had always thought that 8 hours was sufficient, but now knowing this new information, I could have had lots more sleep growing up. Sleep is obviously very important, and I'm not trying to tell you to quit sleeping and just stay up all night. It's just opposite of that, really. If we can get to bed at a decent time during the summer months, we will be able to get our 7 to 9 hours of sleep in each night, and we can wake up feeling good and refreshed rather than feeling sluggish from staying up late the night before. In Doctrine and Covenants, section 88, verse 124, we read, "Cease to sleep longer than is needful. Retire to thy bed early, that ye may not be weary. Arise early, that your bodies and your minds may be invigorated." I think that the scripture is a perfect reason why we need to be smart about our sleep. Now, it's definitely not easy to go to bed early, and for me, it's especially hard to wake up early. But put yourself to the challenge. Challenge yourself. Doing hard things is good for you mentally and physically. Benjamin Franklin said, "Early to bed, early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise." My mom would always recite this quote to me as I was complaining about getting to bed early during school. Now that I have my own family, I'm grateful that my mom would say this, because now I really do understand that it is a very true saying. Many of us are in different situations, and it's not always easy to get up and go to bed early. Some of us have children that we take care of before we take care of ourselves. I don't have children yet, and I can believe that it's not the greatest fun to wake up early when your babies wake up. On a Zen Habits website, the author wrote, "No kids, no yelling, no babies, no crying, no soccer balls, no cars, no television noise. The early morning hours are so peaceful, so quiet. I truly enjoy that time of peace, that time to myself, when I can think, when I can read, when I can breathe." I can attest to this statement that the early hours of the morning are so great. In high school, I was on the cross-country team, and in the summers we would have to be at practice by 7:30 a.m. to get our long run in that day before the heat would give in. 7:30 a.m. is not that early, but to a high school student in the summer, it most definitely is early. Those summers during high school were some of the best because I was able to get so much done from waking up at a decent time. And because 7:30 a.m. came early, I tried to get to bed earlier than some of my other friends who didn't participate in cross-country. And looking back, I think I had the better deal. Let's take a look at the missionaries of our church. They are required to be in bed by 10:30 p.m. each night, and they are required to wake up at 6:30 a.m. each morning. Look at what they can accomplish when they have that pattern of sleep each night. Besides the missionary work, they find time to exercise and personal scripture study as well as companionship study, scripture study. Most of the time, I find it hard to do both because I'm so tired. Yes, we may be tired when we wake up, but once you get up and get going, you'll find that you feel rejuvenated and so happy. In an article written by the Mayo Clinic, they say that sleep is one of the essentials we need, and it's right up there with food, water, and air. They say that we shouldn't be embarrassed for our need for sleep. Everyone has such a busy schedule, but we need to schedule sleep in our daily to-do list in order for us to get everything else done. To conclude, I'll admit that going to bed early and waking up early, especially in the summer, is a very difficult task. But it shouldn't have to be. If we set a goal and have a reward, I know that we can do it, especially if you take a step back and look to see all of the things that you can accomplish in your day if you start it just a few hours earlier, especially during the summer months. This is the time when we have more things to do, so why not try to get it all done?